What do you want to remember about 2021? Usually around this time of year, as December rolls around, I start the process of reflecting on what's happened this past year. But at the time when I opened up a blank Word document to start typing, I stopped and I thought to myself, what exactly did happen this year? It seemed like such a blur. This is where having tools and exercises helped me to get started, and I'll share those now with you if you'd like to do your own process. So first, get a pen and a paper, or open up a word processing document on your computer and have your calendar handy. We're going to jog your memory a little bit. Next, I want you to write down these different categories for headings for your major life areas, so that you can make sure that you cover the key bases in recalling what happened this year. And make sure to have space underneath each of those different life area categories so you can capture all the things that start to come through your memory. Here are some of the different categories that I use when I do my reflection, and you could add more to fit how you live your life. The categories I have are health, career, money, relationships, personal growth and spirituality, fun and recreation, and any others. So if you need to stop this video just to write those down, go ahead and pause the video for now. And so as you start to recollect this past year, if you have anything that comes up immediately for you, go ahead and start to jot those down and put those accomplishments in their appropriate categories. Now, here's the next step. Open up your calendar to the very first month of this year, January 2021, and start looking on your calendar to see what you did. How did you spend your time? Did you have any major events or activities that happened within that month? Did you start a new habit or regular routine? As you look through your calendar, capture anything that you want to remember and write it down in your different categories. And if you don't happen to have a detailed calendar, one thing you could do is look at your social media and starting in January to see what different things you posted or other things people posted. This will help you in case you don't have as detailed a calendar as you want. And then after you finish January, then move on to February and March, all the way up until you reach today. After I did this exercise, I was actually quite surprised to see what I had written down. Do you mind if I share with you my 2021 highlights? Of course, I'm imagining that you'd say yes. So here they are, Joselito's 2021 highlights. One is, this past year, I officially earned the title of Dr. Joselito Ladencia after I received my doctorate in religious studies from the Emerson Theological Institute. Yay! I started the year speaking to a number of different groups and podcasts, especially after I published my first book late last year. I launched new virtual courses and retreats, including Vision Your Best Life and Rewrite Your Money Story, and I started recording new meditations. Richard and I moved to a larger space on the 26th floor in beautiful downtown Los Angeles. We also took time for self-care and traveled in the spring to a mountain cabin at Big Bear, and in the fall we spent an adventurous week in Hawaii. We enjoyed Andrea Bocelli, Kool and the Gang, Christina Aguilera, and others at the Hollywood Bowl, and then we cheered Dodgers at the Dodger Stadium. We also got to reconnect and spend time with our family and friends who we hadn't seen for most of 2020. There's a whole lot more that I could add to the list. What are your 2021 highlights? I'd love to hear them. If you even have a moment, just 10 to 15 minutes, I encourage you to take some time to do this. And why is that? The point of this exercise is to take a moment to stop, breathe, and to smell the roses. A client told me today that she didn't know how it was December already and that the whole year seemed like a blur. That's why I'm taking the time to reflect is such an important activity because it's so easy to move on to the next and the next and the next. When I used to do open water swimming for my triathlon training, and this was back in the San Francisco Bay where it was really cold, I couldn't just keep my head down when I was in the water swimming. If I did, all I would see is murky water all the time. Every once in a while, I actually had to lift my head up and to see if I was swimming in the right direction. That's the same concept with reflection. Reflection helps to give you insights, to raise your head above the water and outside of the day-to-day activity. And those insights then help to guide your next steps. Not only are you stopping to smell the roses, but you get to ask yourself whether you like the smell of these particular roses in the first place. Do you want to continue to smelling these kinds of roses next year? Or are there other roses or flowers or trees that you'd like to plant and grow in your garden? What do you want to remember about 2021? And what do you want to plant in 2022? Here's the joy of it all. It's your garden. You get to choose.